can already guess why, if you take a look at these photographs, right, these paintings, is that all of these theories were produced by very privileged, right, wealthy, white men. Okay, and so the idea here is that feminists are going to look back at these theories and say that all of them are problematic because they're all going to be underscored by this bias, right, that is going to come not just from those individual men, but the societies in which they lived, right, which were patriarchal, right, misogynistic in the ways that we've been learning about, right? So the idea is not just whether or not them as individuals were biased, but perhaps their ideas are problematic because they were developed within a flawed system, right? And again, the idea here is that they will share an underlying presumption that is gendered about reason, rationality, justification, knowledge, right? All of these things, even objective truth, those are all going to be understood now to be gendered in a way that is biased against notions of femininity, which have thus denied, historically, women from occupying positions of expertise, right? For not being considered people who know lots of things, right? So the idea is that women have been denied the recognition or acknowledgement of knowledge because these theories have this implicit bias working through them. Okay, so that's the overall goal that feminists are going to be trying to demonstrate, and that we'll see this week. And then we'll see in the following week how this applies to certain areas of knowledge like the STEM fields, right? Science, technology, engineering, math, and why those have been so male-dominated, right? The idea is that women are thus end up being prohibited from entering those occupations and those fields and those disciplines precisely because we have been socialized to sort of accept this implicit understanding of what it means to know something in a biased way. So it's going to destigmatize the role of emotions in fields of knowledge since they're already there anyways, and give us a way for us to account for the role of emotion in a positive way, as actually being a tool that we can use to better know the world. Right? So this is going to be important for all kinds of reasons, but obviously more so as it correlates to power dynamics. Right? So the idea is that if rationality has been the determining factor of who gets to occupy a position of power, well, if that understanding of rationality has been defined with a bias towards men, well then predominantly men are going to be in dominant positions of power, right? Similarly with women. And again, we can expand upon this, be more inclusive and intersectional, and talk about how this also applies to race and socioeconomic status, to name a few, right?